Okay, and we are live. And welcome to the fourth round of the Dojo Classical Open tournament. And I'm playing against my good chess dojo friend quad-exe. And yeah, as always, you will hear me speaking, but I will not hear IM Nadj Hedjesi. Okay, so yeah, he will give his comments on the game as always, and I'm very excited, of course. And once the game starts, I need to set up the lead chess screen on the on OBS, so we can all see it well, and then we are good to start. Barland, how are you?
Hello. I'm really fine, thanks a lot, Jan. I'm excited and I'm waiting your new adventures. So I hope the game will be interesting, very complex, to calculate a lot, to enjoy, and to have one very nice and beautiful chess game.
Alrighty. I'm asking what to challenge me. And then we should be ready to go. And we have a new, well, what's it called? Setting. So we have Barland not with a live video, but with a photo at least. And we have a live chat from Twitch. So yeah, let's see how this will work out. Need to go to here, of course, and then let's see. And Quad is from Denmark. So first time I officially play someone from Denmark.
Whoa. That
Always
is
exciting.
nice achievement.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, nothing I worked for.
Collecting the people from different countries.
And I believe Anders, that's his name, he is around the same strength as I am. He is currently provisionally 1679, but especially in long games, he's better as I am, I think. So it's the first time we're playing a long game against each other, and we'll find out.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I hope many interesting sacrifices, and we'll see a lot calculation. That is long game, right? 1 hour and 30 minutes. Right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so
it would be nice that match.
So I'm going to challenge him as no challenges coming in. So we're playing standard. Time control is unlimited. Nope, it's real time. And it is 90 minutes. There we are. And increment is 30 seconds. And I'm white. Yes, challenge is being sent. And now it's just exciting. Deep breathing. And Barland, I don't know if you are proud of me, but I slept 2 hours from 6 to 8.
Whoa. Again?
Again.
All the time, huh?
Yeah. So, as you said in the interview, it is... Oh, we just got the challenge, but you said sleep before the game, so that's what I did. Okay. Good luck and have a nice game.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Oh.
So I'm going to set this up so it works nicely for me. So this is like good. Then in OBS I need to set it up. Okay, hold on. And this is, I believe, Opera. Yes. And now I need to do this. Hold on. Yes, that should work. So then Midnight is saying you are facing quad in the Dojo Open, question mark, best of luck. I will be peeking. Midnight, thank you so much. And yeah, so we're now good to go. And quad also best of luck. And he's streaming also under the name quad-exe. You can also check him out on Twitch, quad-exe as his name here. So yeah, we're good, and let's start. And here I'm really unsure what to play because I'm always playing the same against him. And
in any case, just before you start to play, Jan, I wish you a good game and good luck, good fight.
Okay, thank you.
And first of all, to enjoy a lot and have a good fun.
Okay, then I'll take out the headphones so I don't hear you anymore. Balint, wish you great fun with the chat and commentating. So bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye for now. Good luck. I'm just shocked. Jan played d3. So I'm out of his preparation. I'm just commentator for these games, but I will probably not recommend him something like this. Anyway, he's start with that d3. Probably later he can transpose this position into the king's Indian attack with the white pieces. So just some schematic chess for now with standard story knight f3, g3, bishop g2, and short castle with later strike into the center e4. So sometimes we are not fighting immediately for the center with our pawns. Instead of that, we are chasing some fast development, and later we have a time, because our king is safe, to strike with the pawns into the center, or specific side in this case probably is going to be into the center. Yeah, for now everything normal. Black also picks some central squares, probably the best move d5 to prevent e4, and the game just started, and the sides are equal for now. Okay, for now, from this perspective, what to suggest for black player? Probably he needs to develop his pieces with maybe the same structure, G6, bishop G7, short castle, or some other way to develop his bishop on F5, G4, and after that C6 and E6 is coming. So that is what is a theory and what is normal in this type of position. Usually players picking some bishop F5 idea to prevent E4 and later with H6 to find the shelter for that bishop on H7. So that is one option, and the second one is probably bishop G4. Also, as I said, G6, bishop G7 with a short castle plan, or the third one, C5. Yeah, one of these options, bishop G4, and probably Jan will continue with normal bishop G2, short castle, and it seems all okay. This is a long game. They will probably play, both players will pick some safe continuation with connected with some development, fast castles, and later we'll see some fight into the center. Plan for white could be some heavy piece on e1 after castle and e4. Knight d2 also helps about that plan to strike into the center, and black cannot stop that, but for that time black can develop his pieces on different ways. Probably now g6 doesn't work, so g6 doesn't work as move number 4 because, yeah, exactly, e6 is a normal move. G6 doesn't work because of h3, and light square bishop doesn't have squares to go back. In this case, probably he's gonna end up white attack him with h3, bishop h5, g4, bishop g6, and that is actually okay position for black. Also, black wants to finish his development, probably bishop e7 or bishop d6 and short castle. In these types of position with pawns on h2, g3, and f2, dark square bishop probably needs to be on e7. Yeah, this move is okay. c5 to take even more control into the center, and later some knight c6. As I said, first of all, probably bishop e7 to have short, fast escape in the move like a short castle. So that is very, very important at the beginning. Just develop your pieces the proper way, fastest as possible, and make your king safe. Later you have some chances to hunt some tricks or some attacks, double attacks or forks, but every time unexpected check could change the way of the game. So make your king safer at the beginning, just like that. Yeah. c5. Okay, we'll see now. As I said, probably knight d2 to catch more control over e4 square, or we have multiple continuation like rook e1, queen e1, also connected with move e4. For me, this move is
hello. And this is so interesting because, as I said, I always play the same openings against unders, and well, basically I wanted to play something different, but I didn't really think what to do. I prepared nothing as always, and so I just went with d3, and now I find out it's a totally different game because usually in this setup I try to I well, started with e4 usually. So first move e4 and then the rest. And now I see that this somehow is not possible, or I don't like it too much. And yeah, but somehow I think I'll survive the opening, and then we'll just see how this goes. But a very strange start to the game, and yeah, we just find out.
Yeah, as Jan said, a little strange opening, but at the end this is some schema chess. At the end you'll build that position where you have short castle, very safe king, and later we can strike into the center. I don't like this move, bishop g5. I don't know, that is probably my personal perspective, how I'm feeling in this type of position. Basically, if you are playing bishop g5, you are actually ready and you are telling your opponent, I'll take your knight on f6, which I think is not good. Basically, after h6, will you go back on, you cannot go back on h4. That was the story for black. This is if he pushed g6 on the move number 4, his bishop doesn't have the squares to go back. In this situation, I think Jan slightly mixing that ideas with the bishop g5, because that is not necessary. You can enter with that bishop later, and we doesn't know the perfect square at the beginning. Is that d2 diagonal, so e1 a5, or e3 to catch g1 a7 diagonal, or maybe f4 square? That is the reason why usually we have idea to develop knights to make our king safer, and later bishops can catch some different diagonals
And
to
Balin, sorry for interrupting again. I have the feeling this is going to be a really offensive game from my side on his king side. So with c5, I think he'll somewhat open it up. And now I'd like to destroy his king side, but also opening up my king side, of course, with that. And so it's going to be risky and hopefully fun. We'll see.
as Jan said, that is the plan, and basically this is schematic chess to attack the black king side, because after this provocation with h3, white is every time ready to push g4 and to go further with his pawns, to go deeper in the position territory, in the opponent territory. So knight bd2 e4, striking into the center, obviously giving him some supremacy on the king side, and he's much stronger there. White is much stronger there on the king side. But this position for black is actually really solid, so he don't need to be worried so much. We'll see what was Jan's idea with this bishop g5. As I said, that bishop usually stays there on c1, also because of the opportunity to transfer him on the longest possible diagonal, a1 h8, putting him in on the b2 square. Also, Jan need to decide, will he continue with strike as c4, plan c4, or maybe e4 after, of course, knight bd2. So that are the questions, future questions, what is going on and what's going to be in this position. Also, Jan can pick the light square bishop very easily. For example, now bishop f5 or h5, he can push g4, bishop g6, and knight to e5. I'm not telling that is good, but that is just option for him to hit the bishop pair, take the dark square bishop on g6 and to have a chance to fight with double bishop. Anyway, as I said, the position for black is really solid and no problems for now. After some, in my opinion, unnecessary thinking, black chose to go back with his bishop. Basically, this type of moves just play immediately. If you have some plan to go on g4 and take the knight, to maybe push e5 or do something, it's okay. If you don't have, then just go back. Bishop h5, bishop g6. That is some standard type of this position. In the early game, especially with not fixed center, as we have in this position, d3 and d5, either side doesn't want to give up from his bishop. That is my question for Jan. Why he played this bishop g5? Maybe that is kind of theory, but I don't see the idea about this plan. Maybe that works, but as I said, you have after simple h6, he need to pick, will he take the knight or will he go back? The same problem for black bishop, for black and for his light square bishop on h5. The problem is here. So after g4, knight bishop g6, knight to e5, white can take that bishop pair. So is that good for him or not? It's questionable, but probably this bishop on g2 becomes really strong, and that sniper can do something amazing. c3, okay. Actually, really slow move. I don't see the point about this. Okay, development is normal, but when you play d3 first move, maybe you can stop e5 with a knight f3. Some prophylactic story to prevent next idea of your opponent. In this situation with the passive approach d3 c3, you are telling your opponent what is going on and what is coming. Knight d2 e4, okay. Instead of this c3, maybe it was better. Okay, you can anyway play c3. Maybe it was better knight b2. With the more options and more questions for the opponent, what he wants. Does he wants to push e4 or maybe c4 or just c3 at the end? So more threats or more plans, giving some confusion in the opponent mind, and maybe you can use that. Also, this h3, now I understand the problem. h3 was not necessary. Maybe c3 idea was much better because of very interesting plan. Take the knight and give a check on a4. picking the bishop on g4. Maybe that was the Jan idea from the beginning. He missed that. In any case, this is a standard position. Black also chasing the development with the short castle. And for now, we have some just ugly watches, no fight. Ugly views from both sides, but no activities. So they are preparing the good fight. I'm expecting that. Jan start with aggression g4, as I mentioned before. Now we'll see what is coming next. After bishop g6, his idea was for Jan to play knight e5 or something else. I'm not sure, but we'll find out very fast. Also, that bishop on g6 could be a target. Maybe something like knight h4 follow up with f4. Idea that also could be acceptable for next future white plans for the white pieces, or just standard story solid development. Knight bd2 follow up with idea to push e4. Maybe that is the idea for Jan. Knight bd2, maybe queen e1, and then e4. Standard idea for King's Indian attack. So for now, that's it. Typical openings. Fight for the center, or develop your pieces, and make your king safe. Basically, both sides with the chances. Equal chances.
Hello, this is Jan again, and for now I have the feeling I'm not connected with the game at all. I just make the moves, I don't think a lot, because, well, this kind of setup, like as I said, usually I started with e4. I played for 4 or 5,000 Blitz games before I joined the chess dojo. So I'm kind of familiar with what is happening here, and yeah, Balint, feel free to go all out with all your emotions. Like, Jan, how can you do this? It's all crap. But yeah, I just feel it's going to be some kind of a not too serious, fun game against a friend. So yeah, and everything. Should I win? I will not really celebrate like normal because it's against a friend. So yeah, this is kind of an interesting feeling to play against somebody you know well and you like. So I never had that before, and yeah, that's just it for now. And if he retreats with the bishop instead of taking, I just go knight h4, yes, and then we see. Bye bye.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry for
with his
interrupting
idea,
again.
and
About the undeveloped knight, the plan, of course, is to bring it to d2, f3, and yeah, so then it's developed and good. For now, it's just sitting there.
oh, I agree with Jan. Everything is okay for now, and the next plan is to develop his knight on d2, maybe on f3. But as I said, I'm not familiar with this idea to step with a dark squared bishop on g5. In any case, that is not a big deal in this position. Probably some exchanges, and Jan will stay with this bishop on g2. That bishop could be really strong and really active. So later in the right moment, he can strike into the center with e4 or c4, breaking the black center, or start some movement, giving the opportunity for the bishop to develop his full power. That bishop is sniper on the longest diagonal h1, a8, with some chances to attack weaken squares and pieces on the queen side, maybe b7, or at the end that bishop, that rook on a8, the latest coming into the game. So yeah, also as I mentioned, maybe potential f4 with a f5 progress, but that is super radical and demands a lot of calculation. Yeah, just pick this one on
So
g6.
the first goal is done. His bishop pair is gone. The fun part is I just don't know why it is so good if the bishop pair is gone for your opponent. So I know it should be good, but I don't know really why, but I do it. Sorry, Balint.
Yeah, it's funny how Jan feelings about that bishop pair. That means for him just some ether story, you know. why I'm having the bishop pair. That is nothing, but I understand his feelings completely, because it's really relative and depends from many situations usually, and that is what practical fight and experience from many games telling us, that bishop pair is more active, especially this bishop on g2, because he doesn't have the opponent. Usually black can end up in this position like b7, c6, d5, and the second pawn chain f7, e6, d5, which means almost unbreakable and completely neutralizing that bishop on g2. In this situation, with a setup c5 d5, maybe that diagonal can be in trouble, can be opened in one moment with good effects for white pieces. So basically, why I'm saying that, it's completely understandable, and it's really tough for someone who didn't play professional chess longer period to understand that story about bishop pair. And also it's as I said, in many situations questionable, but we have a clear indication to understand why we are better with the bishop pair. As I said, the center is still open, so it's not fixed, which is much better for
So, hello, Balint, and sorry for interrupting again. And here, I just made this move because I know I need to develop it and I need it for the attack. So, usually in blitz games, I go king h2, rook h1, king g1 to bring over the rook and have it on the h file, which proved to be strong later on. Then I sacrifice my pawns and mate with the queen on h8. That's the theoretical plan here. And yeah, probably won't work out because the surprise factor is gone in this classical game. And I know Anders, he is deep thinking every possibility through. And yeah, so probably no surprises for him here. And yeah, well, again, the plan is getting an attack going on the king side and yeah, fingers are crossed that it will work out. Yeah, at some time I will probably play e4 and also f4. Crazy game. Sorry for interrupting again. So here, b3 probably is a super lame move in regards of my attack on the king side, but somehow my brain explodes if I think about all the possibilities with the pawn in the center or proximity center. So I think that might be more important, especially where no real attack is going on now. And yeah, balance this is a situation where I move this pawn, and then I have to calculate everything, and then I move the other pawn, and then this happens, and so on. So just so many possibilities that usually I get into trouble by thinking myself, or just by that. So yeah, I try to, well, get his dark squared bishop stuck, and I'm thinking of how can I achieve it that I occupy the black squares, or he has his c5 pawn cemented there without breaking through. But on the other hand, if he moves his knight on f6, then there's probably an exchange with the bishops, so then the pawn thing doesn't matter at all. So you see, I have no clue what's happening. And again, my favorite word during a game, we will see. Okay. And just in case you're wondering what I was just doing, I have my chatbot here running through owned 3D written, and I was just checking if the YouTube chat is connected. And it is, and then I closed it again, and yeah, okay. And now it's very exciting because an automated timed message just got in. So, but maybe I should concentrate more on the game. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Very strange. I'm not thinking about the game. I think a lot about that I forgot putting my heart rate on screen. So I will just take a look now, and it is 71. So a little higher than normal, but probably not because of the game. I'm getting tired already. 10 a.m., 10 p.m. here. Although I slept 2 hours before the game, probably that's the reason why. Still tired. Brilliant. I cannot stop my head thinking that I know that quad and blitz is not so good. Well, not so good, depends, but usually I'm able to beat him. So I'm already thinking about, well, not flagging him, but getting his time down so that I'm having a little advantage. This all is not good. This all is not good. I have a very bad feeling that I'm not concentrated again like last time, that I just do a one move blunder, and yeah, we'll see. But so far, I kind of like the position. It's to me equal. Of course, he has more space, but at least with the pawns. But otherwise, uh, pretty much equal, I think. Yeah, we'll see. So, rooks are connected, queen is in action, and I don't know if that's good or not, but at least she's peeking on the H file somehow, and also square G5 seems important right now. What I don't like too much is that I cannot get something going on E5. But we see, which we see. In my dreams, a pawn push, everything is getting destroyed and mating with some rook queen combination, but that's just dreaming. So, and I'm so curious already, Barlind, to hear your commentary on that game later on because it's so strange. hyperland and more unqualified comments from my side. My father used to play guitar, and for tuning it, he had such a brass tool where he could blow in to for tuning, and it looks exactly like the pawns on the A to D files. And yeah, just my 2 cents for your information. Oh, I just noticed I put it as casual. Well, casual is probably fine, but it was my mistake as I did the challenge, so I'm sorry. Yeah, it was not meant to be a casual game. And I saw in Lichess that I got a challenge, so of course, no challenge during a classical game, and also afterwards, I'm probably done and it will be late, and so cannot accept the challenge, but maybe later on or another day. Oh, it was put as casual. It shouldn't have been. Sorry. Oh, and I just saw something popping up in Discord, and it seems that Barland had a disconnect, so I connected again. But it is no cheating. It is just saying call was disconnected, so no special information or anything. So yeah, usually I well rather
Hello,
check the
hello.
news during a game as I'm distracted as everybody else too online, or I check the own 3D thing if everything is correct with the chat bot, not the chat itself. So I'm not able to read chat neither on YouTube or Twitch. I cannot hear anybody, and I just get the pop-up informations like that I got a challenge. I have a notification on Lichess, and I have 4 Discord things popping up. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing during the game. I still should think that I should take a look
Yeah.
at the game.
Hello, yeah.
And I have to admit that his pawn to f5 was the first thing where I had to think a little. Well, basically, I'm thinking a lot all the time, but not as deeply concentrated as normal, I have to admit. And if I would be him, I would probably play pawn f4 because yeah, so he could also have a strong pawn on e5 later on, and I'm more or less stuck. And yeah, we'll see. Of course, I'd like to break up the E and F files a little, so I'm probably going to play E3 sooner or later. And the pawn on H4 for strengthening my G5 pawn.
Hello, hello again. Can you hear me? Yeah, that was I'm sorry, that was a problem with connection and I was absent almost
And as if I just had said, if I would be him, I would play f4. He played it. So, but I'm absolutely 100% sure that quad is also not listening, not taking a look anywhere. Yeah, as I'm with all the chess dojo guys, so it's super fair and usually always good games.
Yeah, I'm sorry. As I said, I was absent, and we had some situation about queen side. There was a c4, b3, a4. Everything is blocked. So the
And by the way, for now, I think his knight is pretty good stuck at the rim. h7, nowhere to go except he's doing a rook move. So he's eliminated for now. And I'm just checking on OBS if Barland is able to speak again. There is no, what's it called?
Yeah.
Ah, there it is. Okay, so he has voice again. That is good. And back to the game on my Opera browser, the chess. Okay.
I just wrote Jan because he was completely absent and busy in his chess thoughts. So we had small difficulties about connection. Anyway, we fixed that now, and I'm ready to give my opinion about this position to continue from here. So as Jan says that knight on h7 is without any progress, so no f6 and g5 squares. And now we can see the power of our bishop, right? Probably that light square bishop on the white side can be really useful, and we can use him in some direct attack aggression on the h3 c8 diagonal, or maybe the longest diagonal where he is now, h1 to a8. Also, Jan had the trouble with had the problem with that, how he's gonna open the center. So probably he need to push e3, opening everything, and in that conditions, as I mentioned earlier, bishop is much better than the knight. One plus for black in this position is the fact the all pawns on the queen side, look at them, a5, b4, c5, d4, they are on the dark squares, untouchable for the light square bishop on g2. But the last piece of puzzle in defense of in black position is e6 pawn. If he goes further, e5 for example, the d5 square could be weakened, and maybe idea could be connected with that to step forward.
Oh, Mike was still on. So quad is now he broke the halftime barrier, 44 minutes left. And with each minute that goes off his clock, I'm of course happy because it's going into a blitz situation more or less. I mean, it's still 30 seconds, which is fine, but still, at least in my little mind, that's an advantage for me. And what else? So here, it's kind of fascinating to me, and I like it that it's different than the normal games. Like the queen side is totally blocked, and I need to find a way how to get through with the on the king side. So again, as I said earlier on, king g2, rook h1, and then I have the h file, but he could do pretty much the same if he goes to, with his king to f7. So yeah, I have no clue, and well, hopefully it's going to be a draw later on, and that would be nice for a game against a friend. But chess is about winning, so why not win or lose? Bye bye.
Yeah, as Jan said, chess is about winning. So this is friendly fight, and anyway, if someone wins, that is a nice moment, and maybe you can make some joke with your friend and put on him some pressure to ask you for the rematch, and yeah, of course, to beat him again and make some rivalry in between Jan and this Danish guy. So why not beat him? Or yeah, so fight at the end. It's not accept that draw situation so easily. And yeah, just back to the game. As I mentioned earlier, the synergy with bishop with the other heavy pieces is much stronger and much better for white than that side with the knight. And bishop could have better chemistry than knight with the heavy pieces. So I think the bishop in this situation is better. And now we have that e5. I mentioned that earlier. Black wants to put all of his pieces on the dark squares, which is okay logic, but in this moment it's questionable because what is going on with the d5 square. So if Jan move his knight, for example, on h2, he'll be ready to step forward on d5 with his bishop. Main question, in my opinion, in this position must be that pawn movement e3. So in one moment that is completely necessary, in my opinion, and I think now is the best moment because the queen is there on e7. I'm not sure, and I don't know what is going on, what's gonna be in this game, and what will be the decision for the Jan, but only, as I said, two maximum three plans. One plan is connected with knight h2, knight g4, or bishop d5. The other one is bishop h3 to take that diagonal, h3 c8, or as I think
So initial
that is the
thought is knight to h2 and knight g4, also freeing the bishop, but I think I need that for defense. Oops, sorry, microphone.
and Jan is out, so I can continue. Probably the best way is to push e3. In one moment that is completely necessary, and I don't see how white can continue with a lower amount of space on his side. So probably the best way is to open it with e3 strike. So, and now, especially now, because the pawn is pinned and queen is there on e7. So let's go, Jan. Focus and try to figure out that is completely necessary for the future.
And again, this is Jan. So basically, I would hate his queen on e6, g4. So I'm probably going to put the bishop on h3 now. Yeah, also putting little pressure, of course, on his pieces, but I think that is better because what does my knight on g4 do? Pretty much nothing. So yes, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, well, yeah, as I said, bishop goes on h3. There was many different plans like bishop h3 or knight h2 follow up with knight g4. But Jan was probably scared because of queen e6, queen g4, as he mentioned. I think that was not a realistic way for black to attack. And again, I just repeat several times. e3, strike into the center. You can see the space problem for white. The space is problem for white, and he doesn't have enough space. Rooks are without serious work. Right, they are closed. So rook on f1, rook on e1. No big perspective. Probably the good thing about that e3 move is the fact you can play that whenever you want. We have king h2, king g2. So after rook c7, normal move for black to remove that pinning situation. King goes up on g2. This is also interesting way, but as I mentioned earlier, white has no space and no big chances to make some rotation. Neither black doesn't have direct path to go forward. Probably he need to push e4 in one moment to open everything, to make a fire on the board, and that could be really dangerous for white. I'm not sure. So the question is how Jan will act and what he's gonna do about this potential threat. So we'll see what is coming next, and for now we just need to admit that bishop is really nice and much better. Look at this move, knight b6. Seems really pointless move, because the question is what is the idea behind of this move. Maybe rotation knight c8, knight d6, follow up with e4, but instead of that, maybe e4 directly was much better. Yeah, I saw this potential for white pieces to make to rotate both rooks, rook h1 and rook eg1 on the king side, and after that king to f1. Very nice, beautiful maneuver for white pieces, and I hope that will go well for Jan. Again, as I said, we cannot underestimate that e4 possibility for black, but things seems going in some other direction, and immediately when he played knight b6, he is just telling us, I'm not interested to open up that position with e4, which I think it's not, deadly. Yeah, the rotation starts with knight c8, follow up with knight e6, preparing that e4 punch. So now Jan needs to act and react about this threat. We will see. Is he just satisfied with some queen c2 knight d2 rotation? That is also possible now in this condition, because just on time white can cover that e4 square.
Okay, now I'm going full in, trying to double up the rooks on the H file, and for me, totally strange game. I'm not thinking a lot about it, just making moves, and now we'll find out, of course. What happens now if he goes knight f5? That was probably the reason for his rerouting. So I'm probably just taking and then have a free way, more or less. We find out.
Jan said we'll find out. Just intuition. Jan is using his intuition, and he just goes further with his feelings about this position without so much calculation. That could be a good and really bad. Depends of situation. Sometimes if you have a good feelings and following up just some idea, maybe you can make some brilliant game. But of course we just underestimate the black plan with strike into the center, and if that comes, that will be really crazy and completely mad game. So white didn't use so much time, as you can see, 20 minutes plus some additional time, maybe 30 minutes spent for this one. Actually, as he said, as Jan said, very interesting game, really fighting game, and the best moments is coming from now. Everything is on the black side, and his choice, will he continue directly with e4 or some preparation, knight f5? So in any case, white has to be ready for some punch from black side, and the fight starts really soon, very, very fast and explosive. We can expect very explosive fight on the king side. What can we say about that situation and that moment? White king can find the shelter on f1, and here he's safe there, obviously, and black have more space, so more chances to cooperate between the pieces to make a better chemistry, and that is the reason why I think black is in this moment slightly better and more space, giving him better chances for the future. So that is my main reason why I mentioned e3 was necessary to trade that pawns into the center to open the e file and to make a bigger control on the e4 square. Now we have the pointless queen. As you can see, the queen is blocked completely on d2 without some pluses. Also the knight losing his purpose there on f3, no point, so he needs to some rotation. At the beginning, Jan said, oh, I want knight h2, knight g4. Where is that? We don't have that, so that is also what is strange in white position. And of course these doubling rooks are questionable because that is if that happens, then it's cool, right? We have the open h file. If we need to fight into the center, look at them, rook on h2 and h1. They are not the brightest part of white position, so everything is on black side. So now this move could be decisive, could decide the way of the next plans and next fight in this game. This one is important. I'm back. Just one suggestion. If you have some ideas about this position, you can make a live comment in live chat, so we will have different opinions. That will be really useful for Jan because he's listening later different ideas and he just wants to analyze his game. So thank you in advance if you are making any comment or give any suggestion or ideas. Basically, this is a public learning and we are all fans and as I like to say, chess lovers. So if you have any ideas or some similar situation or some identical practical game and fight like this, share with us some ideas, and we are here together to enjoy, learn and have fun at the end. So
and again, quad-exe is also streaming his game on his Twitch, and his handle is quad-exe, like his name here. So if you'd like to check that out, of course, you're welcome. Make sure to like or follow his stream and also ours, of course. Thank you.
Whoa, I see the Jan shocked face. So he didn't expect this one. He didn't imagine this is possible. Maybe that is the product of intuition, right? So ignoring some possibilities for the opponent and leading by our emotions, which, as I said, sometimes is really good because we are enjoying in some positive atmosphere. We can be more creative and more productive, also more reckless. This one, oh yeah, now 91 is probably the how to say, it's a critical mistake. This move cannot be played because white can't allow e3 move. I think the e3 move is basically needle in this position on the white queen, completely dislocated her on the queen side, completely
He should
locked
play
her.
e3 now. e3, come on, quad. Easy.
So yeah, as Jan said, e3 is dangerous. The last moment was when black goes with e4 to take that. I'm not supporting that type of moves. Knight is coming into the center, and as I mentioned earlier, black is probably better. I'm sorry, but now after e3, just needle in the position, and whoa, really deep pawn, taking a lot of space, not just on into the center. Complete king side stays under control of black pieces, and white Jan in this case must take some radical measures in the future. As we can see, that rook h1, rook h2, rook h1, basically you are telephoning the opponent. I want to push h5, I want to checkmate you, but we cannot underestimate the situation into the center. So when the center is blocked, completely blocked, not like in this case just queen side, that e pawn also, we can continue on the side attack, in this case on the king side with h doubling h pawn, h doubling rooks on the h file. This is really bad, and this is really big problem for white if black goes further with his pawn, right? Cutting off some defensive options for white. After e3, we must play queen c2, queen d1. Another tempi lost. Of course, taking the pawn is, deadly sin. Instant fe3 and attacking the queen, immediately bringing the rook on f2, making our king completely unstable, and as you can see, shaking his head. So that means obviously telling us it's really tough to find a good plan. Anyway, we'll see what is coming next, and will black choose that logical way to bring the pressure, even more pressure on the white king. Let's check it out.
Hello, Valin. Sorry for interrupting, but this is the strangest game I've ever played because I'm not concentrating at all, thinking about lots of stuff that just happened in my life, work, and so on. And I just really don't pay a lot of attention. So I'd like to get rid of my bishop here now. We'll see how all this goes. You see, I move very fast. And yeah, he should take with the rook, of course. Or he's not doing that because he thinks the double pawns are bad. So we'll see. We'll find out, of course. Bye-bye for now.
As we can see, Jan is super excited about that. Oh, finally, I think I'm good. I took that knight, dangerous knight who attacks on h4. Basically, he just bought the time for that decision what to do next with this e pawn. So crazy fact in this position is low. Yeah, I just react like this because it's really tough and questionable. Is that the best decision? And that was the last moment before black can black go further with his pawn. So e3 is really dangerous, and that possibility for black I think is the best, giving him some eternal control over e3 square. So now e3 is really dangerous. Of course, white cannot take that pawn because black reacts with fe3, giving a check with the rook and taking the white queen on d2. Yeah, that is a forced movement, putting big pressure on Jan. But he's moving, with a confident. This moves queen d1. Okay, anyway, any square on the queen side is the gives the same results. The queen is stuck for now there, and she can't fight. We cannot count on her. Yeah, now the question, but Jan goes really fast with the rook f2, which is good. Maybe that confident approach and fast play gives him some wings, and he's going without some
Basically,
fear.
I think I'm playing on the concept of thinking on his time. I don't know if that's a concept in chess, but that's what I'm trying to do, as I also plan to bring him down in time, of course. But this is all maybe nonsense, I don't know. I think I have a nice place for my knight on f3. And yeah, again, I'm always just thinking one ply, two plies, very rarely three plies. So ply is a half move, just in case. Balin, you will know, but I don't know if everybody else knows. Okay.
Yeah, Jan with his thoughts. Just yeah, that is the fact. Just play the next best move, and you will never lose the game. Of course, the next best move depends from many factors, and we need to pick many reasons and characteristic of this position to decide what is the best, what next is the best. So knight f3 or knight g2. Also the semi-open f-file is okay. So dynamic approach for white is generally okay. That pawns controls the black knight. h4 g5 seems completely stable. King is safe. And I think Jan should start some progression connected with some attack on the f4 weakness. So f4 pawn could be a weakness for black in the future, and that is where Jan needs to organize his acting, his pieces. So maybe knight g2, queen d2, king e1, king d1, rook f1, and we have multiple pressure on f4. So queen d2, maybe knight f3 at first. Bring the king. Yeah, very important fact in this position is to bring your king, to move your king on the other side, on the queen side. The best square for the king, white king, is probably c2. Then we can go, you know, all in on king side. So queen d2, knight f3, and king e1, king d1, king c2 is completely necessary. Later, white can organize
something I
fight.
need to start thinking on my time, because I think it might be good if I bring my rook to f3. Knight g2, knight f3. Those are the moves.
And just confirm my thoughts in my evaluation from before. So now is the moment when we are spending some time. I hope Jan will check his position next 10 minutes, I believe, to find the best path how to reorganize his pieces. Knight f3 is just consolidation move to make our pieces more active and to give us space for some other rotations. As I mentioned, like queen d2, king e1, king d1, king c2 maybe, or d1 is enough for now to have protection over the e2 square. For black, I can just suggest that use your e3 square. That is the plan. Use your semi-open file. For white, semi-open file is f file, so double your rooks on the f file. For black, we can see that e file is semi-open file for black, and e3 square is under full control from the black pieces. That is how fight goes further, and we'll see what is going on, what's going to be in the future.
If I would be him, I would play rook e7 to double up and giving extra pressure on the e2 pawn, because I somehow like to get my queen over on the king side, but then I cannot protect protect. Well, I can if I bring the king just to here, then I have it there. Double up should work out fine. Why not? Yeah, that's the best way to be able to go there. Yes, yes. Capital mistake. Game over, one move blunder, double check. King e1, king d2. I'm of course, but that's a long way for him to go. If he goes knight f8, d7, e5. Oh. Yeah, I think I need the queen on the other side. Scary.
Oh, hello. Live coverage is back. I just missed the rook
I see that
e7.
Midnight just joined again. So first of all, congratulations on your lead chess Bundesliga performance last week, or one was Thursday. It was really well done. And here we have an interesting game against quad-exe. Well, instead of thinking about the board, I'm thinking more about the time and bringing him down. He has an average thinking time about 3 minutes. So if I can hold on, I will bring him into blitz mode and then have an advantage. Hopefully. We never know. Yes, thought of it. Very interesting. Stop talking, taking a look at the board.
Oh, Jan enter into some defensive mode, which I don't like and don't prefer. Not giving some big suggestion, but about that play. But as we can see, everything is fine for now. In white position, f3 is protected by the rook. Rook h2 is just additional protection for the vulnerable e2 pawn. Now
And
next.
I'm really curious what Balint will say after the game. If it was an exciting game, a boring game, both sides just defending without attacking. I didn't see a lot of, well, tactics that we played out. There, of course, were little things here and there, but yeah, to me, it's kind of a strange game.
Yes, it is strange game, Jan. A lot of miss options and plans, different plans. I think Black just played normal, rational moves, slow moves. Probably he could take some advantage, and he can be more specific with organization about e3 square. So knight is stuck there on h7. That is the biggest problem for Black. And earlier
Okay,
I
I
can just
think I have the clear worse queen. I mean, she's just sitting there doing nothing, totally stuck, cannot do anything. I will now exchange her. I think that's best. If he's going for the exchange, we'll see.
I think this is the best option, and as Jan said, that queen doesn't work so much and no meaning there on d1, right? Give her something. And now if black, of course he needs to pick queen e6 move because he has more space, so black has more space, and that is how
And
we
for the first
how we
time,
are.
I'll pre-move. That will, well, push him off his socks or out of his socks. Yeah.
Interesting, yeah. First time pre-move. Of course, Jan decide to take with the king. Also, it's possible to take with his knight, making the rotation on e4. And then, as I mentioned, only weakness in black position is f4 pawn without protection by pawn side, and only vulnerable square and spot in black position. So we'll see what is coming next, and will black trade his queen on d2? Probably not. He will just wait to white take that. Then fe3, giving him complete good position. Maybe just king e6 is the best move now to have a chance
And
to.
chat, just in case you'd like the commentary by international master IM Nadj Hedjesi, yeah, just let him know in chat. So that will probably make him smile and happy because it's work to just follow a game of two chess babies. I consider myself still a chess baby. Look at the rating and unders. I mean, quad-exe, he will also probably not be offended by being called a chess baby. He knows in which sense that is meant. So just let him know. We'll make him smile.
Thanks, Jan, for this support thoughts, and you make me laugh. Yeah, it's not boring game. It's very interesting game, and I'm enjoying following this making commentary for this. Yeah, and we have that king queen d2, king d2, rook e3. Basically pointless move and idea played by black. And now we have a clear path, and white need to consider what to do next with his knight. So probably simple rotation, knight e1, knight g2 is coming, and which gives him.
Sorry for interrupting again. I think now everything more or less is about e2. And I, of course, like to play knight e1, g2, taking his rook more or less and also his pawn. But is it worth anything? I need thinking time for that.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier because I have some meetings with Jan and we work a little bit earlier, and I said him, do not worry, you're just a chess baby. Yeah, so he's just joking with me, and he's accept that part, you know, like I'm a chess baby, I have to learn a lot. I just joke with him about that, but the point is he's still young chess players without many experience about this type of position, and it's interesting for me to see how he's thinking, what is the best, and what is priority in some type of position like this one. Also, that intuition is really cool here, because he's, you know, all the time investigate something new, and he doesn't have some previous hard opinions about this position and who is better, what to do, what I must do, what I can't do, what is really ugly for me if I do bad. So he's just led by feelings, and sometimes that type of chess is the best chess. Of course, about this game, I think Jan have a big help by his opponent. The black side played actually, you know, really sterile, not taking big risk chess. So in the moments when he had some chances to reactivate his pieces to take even bigger
I
pressure.
have no clue what to do. Like, really, no. Well, my thoughts. I go knight e1. He could go to g3 with his rook, maybe. If he does that, I'm still going g2 with the knight. Then he could come up with the pawn f3. I'll take with my pawn or my rook. And then my visualization skills leave me. So that sometimes is hope chess, like what could happen. So basically, if I take with my pawn, he could take with the rook. I take with my rook. And see, these are the things that I need to think through, and it goes in circles. Like, I forgot the position in my head, visualization skills again. And so need a lot of thinking time now.
So Jan mentioned that knight e1, knight g2 rotation. If he saw that black will play rook g3 and rook g4, we have to reorganize our ideas how to bring the knight there. So first of all, I think the best way is to bring the rook on g4, rook h to g2, and then rook g4. That is the first attacker on f4 square, and when we move the knight, we have instant pressure on f4. In my opinion, for that period, black will play knight f8, knight e6 to bring another protector for f4 pawn. But anyway, after rook g2 and rook g4, that is the first attacker on f4 weakness. Second and third attacker could be knight e1, next move. Second attacker is f2 rook on f4, pawn, right? And at the end, knight from e1 coming on g2 as the third attacker. So rook on g4, rook on f2, and knight on g2 makes a serious attack on f4 square. And it's question, is it possible at the end for black to push that pawn on f3, or is it too risky? Anyway, it's too risky because the rook is hanging there on e3 after knight e1, knight g2. That is the best way and best plan for white to continue this position, and maybe that pawn could be decisive advantage for white. So it's question how black will take that problem about vulnerability of f4 pawn. That's the point. If you find a good protection for him, the position is still completely okay, but I don't see how to stop this simple plan. So when we notice something, we want to reorganize our knight or to put some pressure on f4. Yeah, Jan took that really fast without deep calculation. He just led, as he said earlier, with intuition. So he wants to make pressure, right? Knight g2, and yeah, instant attacking the opponent pawn on f4. But this move gives the chance for for black to make some important rotation, like rook g3, bringing the rook on very active square, who controls some important, prevents some important rotation. As I mentioned earlier, rook h2, rook g4. That was the best. Now it's not possible. That is questionable because black will also start his knight rotation, knight f8, knight e6, bringing the knight into the center, and he'll be a second defender for f4 vulnerable pawn. Anyway, as Jan mentioned earlier, black is low with the time, and now we can see 16 minutes. Yeah, it's enough, but probably in the black mind, I think he's really scared about that fact. f4 is obviously weakness, and he's thinking so much without specific plan what and how what to play and how to protect him. So probably the time is also a factor here, and I believe Jan will have a good chance to fight for the win in next period. But let's see.
And now another fun fact is eye training is not to be forgotten, especially while playing on a computer. I'm now taking a look at the computer screen for 2.5 hours, focusing only in this distance. So I'll wander around now, taking a look, and it's all good. Relaxing the eyes. Sorry, Barland, couldn't help it.
it's really nice. Jan focus and concentration is amazing, and I'm not super focused like he is full time of my game. I'm usually start to walk around watching some other games, or just watching, nothing in the sky, and just really making some relaxation and not thinking so much about some moves. Later, when I during the game, when I see the idea, then I'm spending a lot of energy to calculate specific variation, and I think we need a break, because that mental pressure and big focus over 2 hours, 2.5 hours, even more, 3-4 hours, long games, we can just break in at one moment. Yeah, this was the young calculation, and we have that position on the board. So as I mentioned, that rook on h2 was better there on g4, and he'll have that bigger function. Now still it's unclear who is better here. If we have some trades at the end, the position is completely blocked on the queen side from the beginning. So if Jan managed to stop the king entry, like king entry on f5, or even deeper on g4, the position is completely equal, drawish, or just stable for white. If black managed to trade all these rooks and bring the king on further, buying some time for the knight rotation, that could be really dangerous for white. In any case, I don't see the way how white can be better. How can Jan break the black defense, and more space, giving him more chances, and to make rotation for black. That is the reason why black position is more comfortable. Also, the vulnerable pawn h4 at the end could be the decisive factor about this position. I'm sorry. Anyway, Jan can take this with his rook. Yeah, if he takes rook, I think it's really bad, because king gets enter on g6, h5, and the pawn on h4 could be really bad. Also, f pawn is a pass pawn, so obviously king e2 or rook e2 must be played. Good thing from my perspective now is the Jan start to think a little bit more, and probably he's searching for some specific variations, which is necessary in every endgames. We cannot expect that
Again, several
intuition will.
options. Sorry, Balin, for being so abrupt and interrupting you. Taking the
No worries.
rook or taking the pawn. Lots of options. Taking the rook, of course, gets rid of his double pawn, and he has two passed pawns. And yeah, for me it would give the chance to check again, check. Well, not check, but bring over the knight. So I think so. By the way, taking with the rook would be, I mean, taking the pawn with the rook would be bad, because then he gets a chance to get my h4 pawn, and that's what I don't like him to do. Yeah, what? I don't know. And again, Barland, I'm so sorry. And taking with the king is an option. So thinking all about this. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Jan to share his thoughts in this position. Of course, that is the question. Will he take with the king or rook? In my opinion, the best way is to remove that rook trade and maybe to keep control over the e file. Taking with a rook gives control over the e file, maybe rook e2, rook e4 to bring some protection for h4. Also, the question is where to go with the knight. King e2, I don't like king e2 because black can choose simple rook e3 move or rook e5. Rook e3 and rook on f5 is protected, so knight f8 is coming, or king e6 also acceptable. But rook e2 is normal move, just that. Avoiding some trades and potentially transfer the fight on the opponent side, entering with the rooks in on some back rank. Whoa, Jan chose this one. Very interesting. Rook f5. As I mentioned earlier, I don't like this type of moves because black king just catch some g6 and h5 squares, which immediately brings some tough question how to protect h4 pawn. So this, in my opinion, this was one big serious mistake. As I said, calculation probably helps in this type of position. Also, Jan had enough time. Maybe he need to spend more time about this type of decisions. Anyway, still seems really playable, and position the results could go into different. Yeah, he's worried now about simple stuff, how to protect entrance with the king g6 and king h5. Maybe he noticed that now. So now questions. Maybe he can take that with the rook and rook e5 to fight for the c5 and a5 pawns, sacrificing his h4, and I think this is bad. This must be bad. Of course, e2 is vulnerable and he can pick him later, but still one more tempi for white to bring the king on g6. I don't like this, but we'll see how black will react and where these endgames lead us and how this end.
If I would have been him, I would have gone king g3, king h5 to attack my h4 pawn, of course, and yeah, we'll see. But this now gives me options for knight e5, c6, and taking the a5 pawn. We'll see.
Whoa, Jan is so ambitious and optimistic about this position.
But of course, first the correct move order. I first need to take the pawn on e2 with the king. So basically, this best move now, I think, is king e6, king to the action.
Yeah, of course, king into the action on e6, centralizing the king. Every time works well, and that maneuver is completely necessary in every end game to bring your king into the center, into the middle of the battlefield, to control some important squares, to block some entrance for the opponent pieces, and yeah, supporting his pawns. In this case, f5 pawn is very big plus. And also I missed to comment to make a comment about g6. G6 is bad move, closing that opportunity for breakthrough for black king g6 h5. I mentioned that, and also closing some rotation for the knight, because after king g6 and king h5, black has a perfect square for the knight, knight f8 and knight g6, bringing another attacker about h4 on the h4 pawn. And that option, as we can see now, knight f8 is closed, right? Pawn on g6 blocks that square, and black doesn't have chance to make that type of improvement. Anyway, I think still black position is obviously better, because more space gives more options and opportunities for better rotation. So knight is going on e6, knight e6, knight f4. That is realistic threat. That is what coming next. Yeah, and now the question is how Jan can react about this threat. Knight e5 is seems like direct punch, but anyway, if we just compare the pawns, there is a serious problem for white. You know, h4 can be under pressure, and he must be protected, right? He's backward
Hello,
pawn.
Gaurav. Nice seeing you in the Leviathan 0_0. Nice seeing you.
I didn't understand well what Jan said, but yeah, he's confused about the game. He's thinking, what next? Now the questions. All the time I can see that the white may more difficult moves. That is the problem. Suffering more during the game, you know. Less space. That is probably reason why that happens. And now directly problems about what to do about knight f4 and that vulnerable h4 pawn. That's the question for sure. What he's thinking about, because obviously knight e5, no progress, right? Just one check after king g7. Oh, maybe knight c6. That is what I miss. Whoa, I'm sorry. I didn't notice that move. But then the question is, what has priority? Bigger priority. That a pawn or h pawn and g5 pawn, because immediately when black takes the h4 pawn, g5 goes down. Yeah, I joke with this type of endgames. I just call them pistol endgames. So when one side taking killing all pawns on in this case queen side, the knight is that executor, and he's just hitting that pawns without protection. On the other side, the rook that have a killer part. Rook h3 taking on h4, knight g5. All these pawns goes down. At the end, that fight, pistol fight on the different sides with many pawn
My watch is
victims.
now into sleep mode, so I cannot see the heart rate. I believe it's getting higher. And did I tell you that I need to wake up at 6:40 in the morning? So it's getting kind of late. And because 6:40, because swim training with the triathlon club. Deadly sins, being greedy, not thinking, just taking.
Oh. I'm waiting for that moment to see what is coming with these pawns and who's gonna be faster. Yeah, Jan. Mic is on, so I will wait. Maybe Jan can hear me or not. Anyway, about this position, we can see it's really hard to make
I
any
have no clue what's
projection.
happening. I cannot think. I don't know. I just move. I don't care. And also, I don't care anymore. So that's my normal problem, Barland. You know, when the game is closing, I tend to not pushing myself too much. So here you can take my pawn now, and then the next one. We'll see how that goes. I think it would have been more pressing if he tried something on e2. Like he had 3 attackers and I only 2. So he can now get all of mine. If I go protecting the pawn, he just takes it. So what to do? I don't care. Yeah, I just go here. I cannot go there. Cannot go there. So I just go back here. Yes.
So it's a crazy fact Jan decided to play king d1. I was slightly worried if he goes on b2 immediately, blundering this knight d3 with a check. Actually, this becomes super exciting because a pawn is really strong.
I feel my heart beating. Oh, microphone.
Yeah. As I mentioned, Jan forgot sometimes to turn off mic, and yeah, I just stopped with my commentary in that moment to not say something about position in that moment. So now when he don't hear me, I can continue. That this becomes really interesting because a7 is obvious continuation for white. And then threat is really simple. When, for example, imagine this position with after rook a3, a7, and now the only protector for that a8 promotion is rook.
I think smartest for him would have been knight d3. But he didn't do that.
Knight d3. Yeah, the question about knight d3 is
knight
what?
d3. I need to get out of the way. He can push the pawn. And if I retreat to the first rank, he just pulls up a1 and I'm done. We will see as always.
I didn't get what Jan said now. Knight d3 is, yeah, a problem because the rook is hanging. Anyway, I start the story about that rook on a3. So the now direct threat for white is rook f3 to distract the rook and gives the clear promotion a8 queen. So rook f3 is direct threat. That is very, very hard for black to stop. Also some check, rook a1, king c2, rook c2, rook a2, king b1. That is good for white because if black takes rook, a pawn goes promote, right? A8 and queen. White is better. Also the black king in that moment is completely vulnerable and open. So black cannot allow that. He needs to hold his rook on the a file, which is okay, and that gives some chances for white. Oh, now we have a brilliant move for Jan. I don't know, will he notice that, because simple, as I mentioned, rook f3 idea to distract the rook. Especially in this case, king on f7 is vulnerable and knight is pinned on f4. So white have a winning move, and we'll see what is coming. Oh, it's Jan again. Why? He's chasing some fast decisions. Why, Jan? Why? No, do not rush. He missed the last option to win. Easy, simple idea. Rook f3, take the pawn, distract the rook, and bring the promotion on the board. Ace a8. Also in that conditions, the problem is, this move is just blitz move. When we have 50, another crazy, what is going on here, right? Unbelievable. Again, king g7, another completely unexpected move in my head, just shocked me. What is going on here? King g7. So finally, rook
microphone was
f3 is
off. I was just thinking, why not? So either a queen or he takes the rook. Well, I think it's good now. Some check is always in. So we see.
No, yeah, Jack is not. We will see, but yeah, it's interesting moment to share that thought. It's not. Now it's good. Now it's good, and after Rook F3, the position is winning, and yeah, F4, ugly spotted knight. Brings the unsolvable problems for black, and the only move for black
At least
is
this is an
check.
exciting end. And a Saturday night well spent. And I'm sorry, Barland, it's already 3 hours.
No worries, Jan. Yeah, exciting end game. At the end, I'm happy because of Jan. I believe this will end up very good for white. A lot of oscillation, a lot of distortion in this game, and now we have the final part of the game. I believe that is after this move Rook F3, because I don't see the sensible
Well, he should just check me with the rook. I need to retreat, and then he can get his pawn out of his knight out of the way. But then I have a check, and we don't know.
Yes, Jan, we know if we calculate, and yeah, it's difficult after 3 hours. I believe I understand you. It's really difficult to calculate, and that is the main excitement in chess. To sometimes we have to choose something. How to say, unpredictable, or without calculation, with the feelings, we are going in some unknown territory. So you are probably in that unknown territory now, and you are enjoying also your excitement, and adrenaline goes up, and obviously this is the end of this pet. This is the end of pet 3-4 hours pet. So also you can see the light on the end of the tunnel, probably with a positive end in this situation, because obviously big decisions are on black, and with this amount of time, just 5.5 minutes, some position could be really tough to make a good move, to make a good decision. As Jan said, the simple move is rook a1 check, and knight goes back on e6. But in that case, the problem is rook f7, king has to go back on the 8th rank, and rook b7 follow up with rook b8 a8, queen, and I suppose winning endgame. Whoa, this is the other option, and what is going on here? In any case, just for the future, Jan, I don't know how to say that. You need to spend more time, and end games you cannot play on intuition. You must use the power of calculation, and that is necessary in every end game. We cannot feel that position. We must calculate. This is just really simple math, like 5 plus 7 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8, and count that, and you will have one number. So no feelings, no multiple paths, no multiple lines. yes, you have some crossroads, and you have to make a choice. But choice must be done by calculation, because it's simple. You must calculate. Yeah, sometimes it's really deep, 7, 10, 12 moves. Anyway, it's solvable because you have
Very
direct.
strange. Or not? Ah, Midnight is in again. Midnight. Twitch or YouTube? YouTube or Twitch? This would. Oh, thank you so much for watching again and checking in again. This is going great. And lots of options. I have time to think, luckily, so I'll think.
Midnight game, midnight chess, midnight long chess. So Jan, just for the future, please use more calculation in every end games, because you have one specific path and way to calculate and bring some insurance on the board. Yes, I'm going in right direction, and this will end up good for me. So more use for everyone. That is important, to use more calculation in end games. Yes, we need to calculate more moves, but at the end of the path, you'll be sure that is best.
The finishing line coming inside, and I'm thinking, of course, about King B2. Then he would take the pawn. I will take his pawn. And well, I could still go with the rook to f6 later on, taking, unless he of course protects with knight. It's a close game, and I don't know what is best here. I think the most forcing is is checking. Need to calculate.
Yeah, exactly, Jan. You need to calculate, and there's no feelings in this type of position. Just pure rude math. I'm going here, he will play this, I'm going with this, he goes here, I'm going with this one. And step by step you are climbing yourself until the ultimate solution. So endgame is beauty of endgames, and heavy part of endgames, hard part of endgames is that precise calculation. That must be perfect, because no space for some mistake. And you know, obviously this move rook f7 is better, not because of check, just because of simple fact, protect your a7 pawn. He'll become a queen, rook b7, rook b8, check, a8, queen, winning position. And that was the only way to win this endgame. Everything else, Desperado story or eye for the eye, taking the b3 pawn and giving up from a7 pawn, is a madness, complete, nonsense. Because why? This pawn on a7 is possible to be protected, and this b3 pawn right after king b2 just goes down in next move. So makes that priorities, which pawn is more important. And obviously after this, look at him on a7, so rook b7 immediately. Bye bye. probably simple like that. And we can see the B pawn is completely controlled by white king, and king goes on b2 in next move, and
I have
he
to
can't
take the
be
end of my
protected,
mouse,
right?
my mouth, and really think. I was thinking about rook f6, but then he could just go knight f6, f8, sorry. And then I could go. Well, he then could take the. No, he could not take the. Well, he could if he goes to. Sorry, I'm just rambling. I'm telling you correctly what I think. So it is f6 with the rook, attacking both the pawn and the knight. The knight protects the pawn. On f8, then I go knight c6, but then he had the chance to go to rook a6, attacking the knight, and then I need to go away, and I cannot make that, so... But isn't the correct plan now to bring the rook to b7 and then b8, and then I could queen take that? I think that's correct. Let's check.
So finally we can see the climbing of Jan Toth's, right, from the rook f6 to the more simpler and, as I mentioned few moves earlier, simple way to win this game. Rook check on f7 and rook b7, completely putting this b3 pawn under control behind, and that rook protects his progression, which buying some time for the king. And after king b2 we can just simply take that pawn on b3, removing the last hope for black. In meantime, the pawn on a7 he's still there, and very important fact in this position. So rook b8 is coming, and a8, as Jan said. That's it. Rook b7 and go, let's go. Jan is really close to win this game. Black has a really low amount of time, and now he need to choose really tough specific moves. The only one who can keep with fighting
And I
is
guess
the
with
move
pattern
of
recognition, I
knight.
would have seen this way faster. So I think this is winning now. And I'm tired. And yeah, well.
Yeah, as Jan said, 3 hours game, the players becomes less focused, and yes, that's the nerves and patience are really important in this type of positions and in longer games.
And again, earlier on, I think his knight on d3 would have given me real problems. Luckily, he didn't play that. But maybe I'm totally off and wrong. I don't know.
Yes, I believe that Jan is wrong about that thoughts, because anyway, rook f3, he completely missed that the rook can distract the opponent rook, and he need to keep his pawn on a7 protected. That is the reason why rook f7, rook b7 immediately gives him a winning position, because the pawn at the end, the pawn on a7 is protected. That is very important. Instead of some nonsense trade, that pawn for b pawn, that is not the same league, you know. The pawn on a7 is really a serious weapon. This b3 is just a baby toy, right? Nothing. And now this d3 electric pawns is coming. Yeah, that is really a nice idea, played by black, but at the end this is just
Okay,
bluff.
making sure that I'm doing well. I think I should take with a knight, because it doesn't change the situation up northeast, west, sorry. So the rook and pawn, they're still safe, didn't change anything. So I think I can just take the pawn. What changed? He now has a free space for his knight. So I think it's check, queening, taking. He gives me a check either way. Yeah, just take. I don't see anything else. Is it good? And I think it's easy to calculate, and I'm just tired, done. But it's the final sprint to the finish, and I have to make it so. And I'm sweating, and heart is beating, and everything. Balint, you know, I'm lamenting a lot, and luckily I have time to think. Let's go.
Yeah, time to think. As I said earlier, this is the game of for people who can be patient, who have nerves to be focused long periods. This is the last sprint of marathon, exactly. So do not mess all job and everything good from before. Take the time and calculate. Knight e3 is probably also winning. You can just pick the pawn and nothing's changed. Rook b8 and a8 is coming. That is simple plan. Also, the second way to win was rook b8. Yeah, Jan played knight d3. So rook b8 was correct. Also follow up with a8 queen, and black is in trouble. No chase, no way to do something good, to make any promotion. Rook can catch both of black pawns. And yeah, this is the final sprint. Obviously, after that idea, rook f7, rook b7, we have that final moments of the game. And yeah, Jan, congrats. I think you are a winner of this game. I don't see any problem and any anything what can goes wrong in these moments for white pieces. So finally, after big struggles, after many heavy whoa, still fight on the board, right? Probably now white can play king b2 also in between move. Follow up with rook b8. Also rook b8 gives him a clear advantage because the knight is pinned, and piece up in the end game. That is enormous advantage. No chances to also with weaknesses, multiple weaknesses on c5 and b3, bringing the king on b2, c5 pawn anyways hanging by the knight. The game is actually really simple. What Jan is doing? What is going on? Why this move rook c7? What is going on? Knight e6 up. I hope they will not make a repetition, because I'll be shocked completely. What? It is simply, it's just simple. Rook c8, a8, queen. The game is over. But let's check. Whoa, again. What is going on? Crazy stuff happens on the board. And yes, Jan make a good move. We have this. Yes, it is. This was the. Whoa, he rushed a little bit, but yeah. Anyway, rook d7 is coming. Last trade, and of course the knight controls everything on the board, and woohoo! We have the winner. Of course, now after rook d7, the things becomes becomes pointless, and position is completely winning for white. No reason, and probably black will not continue to play this one. Yeah, knight f8 check, and or just picking this pawn. Obviously he's super fast with the c pawn, and no way for black to stop promotion and to save this game. So what to say? Very long, 70 moves game.
Well done, quad-exe.
To give some
so I put headphones in. Thank you for the great game.
Yeah, this was a great game, great fight, 70 moves game. Very exciting, with a lot of mistakes, with a lot of plans, distortion, up and down, oscillation, and
Balint, hello, Balint.
And at the end, fighting position, really fighting game. Yeah.
Balint, I'm here.
Congrats,
Hello. Yes, thank you. It was wonderful. Is it okay for you if I ask quad-exe if he comes into the Discord chat?
I'm really sorry.
Can I invite Anders to our Discord chat so he can also speak?
Yeah, we can, but you mentioned earlier it's a little bit late, so I believe this was a long game, and if we start with analysis, believe me, we will finish on Sunday. This was probably tough game for you. very
Yes.
emotional, long game. So no problem. We can
Yeah,
connect
we
with
make it
this
really
guy
short. Yeah, yeah.
to hear his opinion.
Yes.
But as I said, maybe it's
Maybe he
just to
doesn't
give
enter. We
some,
see.
yeah.
Mm. Will that work this way? Yes, maybe. We'll see. Okay, you need to just get in again. I'm calling. Just answer the call, guys. Come on.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Balint. And Quad, will he come into the call? I don't know. So I just called him. And
Hello, I'm in.
Anders, there you are.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
Anders, thank you for the game.
Top game.
Nice to hear you. Hello from Serbia.
Yeah, hello.
It
Yeah.
was a very interesting game. Very nice to. I have a pleasure to watch, to make some commentary, to give my impression, and for I apologize if I said something about you or Jan, and some decisions that is not just personal, that is just analyze about moves, and
Yeah,
sometimes
it's
I'm emotional and I'm impressed myself on some maybe strange way for someone. So at the beginning, just apologize if I said something what maybe hurt your feeling, or do something. I had no intentions about that. Just I'm
okay.
trying to be
Don't
honest
worry.
about every
I've been
decision.
seen some things in my life. So I'm not like so. If you have good reasons for what you're saying, and I'm sure you have. It's I take it like I want to become better. So if you have
Okay,
something
okay, thank
business with, so long it's like, it's not personal. It's a professional opinion, right? So it's fine.
Yeah.
And I look forward to
yeah, yeah.
watching the like your commentary. I'm gonna watch it back and just hear if there's anything I can learn. So yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
okay, thank you so much for, and I appreciate that understanding. So yeah, at the end you want to become better, to improve your play.
Uh,
So yeah, you can take that. You said that. So okay, would you like to make some commenter about your play?
Oh yeah, yeah, kind of. It was a long game, so I can hardly like digest everything just right now. I have to like look over it again. But at least I will. The thing I was nervous about was like because I know Jan is is better than me in the opening. He has studied a lot of opening, and I'm just more dynamical. I'm just like kind of muddling through and have tried to look a little bit at the King's Indian attack here to just have something prepared. And I think I got pretty well out of the opening. So, and I was happy about that. And then, yeah, I thought I had some advantages at some point, but yeah, then it kind of snapped back on me here in the end game. So that was the very short answer, right?
Yeah,
So
it was long game. You mentioned that. What do you think? What was the main the main or the worst decision from your side during the game? Which move where you have the more the where you spend the most time, where you have the critical feelings? What next? What to do? Do you know that
yeah, because
moment? And
yeah, because
Mhm.
I had some good space advantage there with where the whole
Exactly.
king side was locked down, and then kind of making these pawn advances up, and yeah, and I put one thing I put the rook up like on what was that? That must have been like on D2, right? I should have had a pawn there where he had the queen, where we exchanged queens. There was something at that point that probably I could have done better. So, but
Yeah,
I don't know. There was just so many. This so complicated, so many little finical things, and I just saw fast. I had like 8 blunders, so this should be enough to to look at. But
yeah, I mentioned, I mentioned during the stream, I said black play at some moments so sterile. You know, you had a
yeah,
space advantage. You just try to be safe. You know,
yeah,
in the moments when you need to step up and to make an
yeah,
additional aggression, to add something to make more pressure, you just pick some just solid moves, and
yeah.
probably that costs you a game. And
Okay,
all the time you had more space, um, more space, and the main problem probably was your knight on h7. So
yeah, that
before
was.
some activities, just
But you
reactivate
also
him.
like,
Hmm.
yeah, I thought about it many times, but it was also kind of looking at the pawn on what has that been? That must be the other way around. That's like a G5, right? What's that?
Hmm.
No,
That was
no, the pawn
good.
P5, of course, right? Um,
Yeah,
I had,
h4
no,
g5 pawn chain completely that knight was completely stuck on h7, right?
yeah,
You have no further activities with him, so that is maybe small inaccuracy. Start your rotation with bad piece earlier. You start fight queen e3 instant, bringing the queen on the e3. uh, Probably the second bad decision was that trade. You don't need to trade that. If Jan has to take your queen, you can take fe3, and your f pawn is completely safe. And you have more space advantage. You have space advantage, more space. Bring your king into the center. He is already there. Just make final rotation with your knight, and you cannot lose that game. Probably you're slightly better. And that is what
okay,
I noticed at the end. About openings, everything was correct.
okay,
You took the space, fight for the center. Everything was good. What do you
okay.
think, Jan? How? Uh huh. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just tried. I saw that there was an answer to the King's Indian attack, like that resembles the like Queen Gambit kind of structure that I have played a lot. So I think I would opt for that, and then just be like a move down or tempo down and play something that reminded me of a Queen's Gambit kind of a structure with
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the
Well,
with the
that was good decision. You shut
yeah,
down the any activities on queen side. At the end, when in the moments when you need to finalize your attack on the king side, as I said, you didn't mm, organize your pieces well, and that final touch, final aggression missed, and you trade maybe so early that knight on f5. Knight f5 jump was maybe not necessary. More space gives you more opportunities to make more rotation, and every bad
yeah,
piece needs to be reactivated. Then when you strike with 4 or 5 instead of 2 pieces, then
mm,
Jan with lower space and pointless queen, centralized king, and probably very badly spotted doubled rooks on h file. At the end, we saw that they was completely pointless, and leading by feelings, he just, oh, my intuition telling me I will attack rook h2, rook h1, blah blah blah. Later, what they are doing there, they're just hitting the h4 pawn, pointless, right? So if you organize your knight and bring the double your rooks on the e file, I think oof, no way to stop you, and your space advantage probably computer will give you, I don't know, -2 or -3, I don't know, but that's are the moment when you have a big space advantage. And also we can see the Jan face in the moment when you push e4. He was completely shocked, e4 is coming, and that confident in that moment, I think, was slightly shaked in Jan head. What do you think, Jan, about that moment? Did you see that e4 is coming, or you just be so focused? You was so focused on doubling your rooks on the H file.
Yeah, basically that's it. As you know, I have to admit, I really didn't pay too much attention about the game. I was trying, Anders, I said that on stream, that I was trying to think on your time, because I know in the end, if you're low on time, I will force you into mistakes just because of time. And I was just going through
Okay, time
the
management 10
yeah.
out of 10. Time management perfect.
Very clever.
Yeah, and I was just going through the analysis, and I saw that at the end we had a blunderfest. Like, really well
Yeah,
done,
well,
lots of blunders.
I think I have a good excuse. I had only 5 minutes on my clock, so.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. You were low with the time, and
yeah,
that was a problem.
mm, yeah. And I never
So
But yeah,
played.
you are just like the first 20 moves, like 15 minutes or something like that, right?
Yes, correct. And I
You
never
skip
played
your 20
D3
moves by
before, never.
45, and that will come back to bite me. But yeah, I guess
yeah, I
that's
see
kind of.
this position. Jan, can you go back a little bit? So this e4, just a little bit. This rook h1, e3 is a crucial moment. I mentioned that several times during the game.
Mm.
Instead of bishop h3 before knight h2 and knight g4 idea, you need to push e3 earlier,
I
more
thought about it,
earlier.
yes. Mm.
Just go back.
Further?
And
Mm.
in the moment before bishop h3,
Mm. Like here? Mm.
in that in that moment,
Yes,
this is
exactly.
the moment. You can see I mentioned that e5 is a simple move, easy move
Mm.
to be played for black, because yeah, I will connect my pawns. Keep them on the dark squares. That, as you can see, is a obvious mistake, because you have no control over d5 anymore, and bishop can enter there. Also, the main difference in this position is bishop against the knight, and white wants to open the center, have open position, and giving the bigger space, and better options for the bishop. Bishop is better in some open position than knight. So e3
Mm.
was, as you can see, very strong to open that. And after that, when you blunder that, or you didn't notice that option, I
Mm.
saw that make I give some three plans: bishop h3, knight h2, or e3. After that e3, you completely goes in some bad, how to say, passive position, ugly passive position, without some chances to open up that, to explode with your rooks, or to push
Mm.
h5, or to do any rotation. And black shut down every chance for some activity, especially after that e4, and after e3 probably in one moment you are -2 for black.
Mm.
Let's check. So just this moment, I mentioned that 3 or 4 moves I spoke about, that white need to open this position with the move e3. That is completely necessary. Is that good or wrong, or anyway, e3 must be played? Otherwise, black will take a lot of space, and
Mm.
the white pieces just stay stuck. And probably you felt that during the game, when black push e3 and queen goes to d1, white need to do that. That was right, completely ugly and heavy
Mm.
to play, right?
Mm.
So yeah, you can go forward. after let's see what's happening after e3. So you can see e3 was necessary a long period, and now bam, minus 0.1. But from human perspective, I believe this is really tough. Black has a whole all time on the world to make any rotation, whatever. Will the knight end up on e5, on e6, or even deeper? You cannot stop that. Basically, queen d1 and my my ex-coach earlier said that in this type of position just play and play again and play again, and after 3 or 4 moves I played, I didn't do nothing specific. So the position is so ugly without plan for white, and you are stuck, right? You don't
Yes,
you
I
cannot
had
take,
nothing.
obviously.
Yeah.
And what to do with the queen, what to do with your knight. What do you have any pluses from your double rooks on the age file?
They look nice.
So nothing special,
Yes,
right?
correct.
Just something like queen e6, rook f7, knight f8. Black is obviously better.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry, I spoke so much. Your feelings and your thoughts.
No,
This is, as you can see, this is now it's about equal, around equal, and after queen d2, the easiest path, do not take the queen. And what else? Yeah, that's it. Later I spoke about f4, vulnerable pawn, and I think that is problem. Jan, you calculate bad with a knight e1, knight g2. I believe the rook h g2 and rook g4 is necessary to be done before that knight e1, knight g2 rotation. So this was, as you can see, black is still slightly better. So you were better. Black, you played well. Really nice game. Anyway, maybe because of time you made some mistakes, but it was good game.
Yeah,
91.
I'm just looking for one
And
thing
this was
here.
mistake.
Yeah, I'm looking for one thing that is sorry, I'm just moving through here. It is I wanted to know d3 here later on. So I was always thinking that with knight d3 he would give me lots of trouble.
No, what do you think? What you saw?
Yeah,
Did you saw rook f3?
Rook f3. If I saw it or if Anders saw it.
I think both of you blunder rook f3. I mentioned that. So knight d3 is not problem because of rook f3. And
yes, correct.
that is just a ghost move. You scared about something what doesn't exist.
Oh, hold on. Did I play the knight before then? No, I didn't. Okay. Yes, then it's true. Yeah. Okay. And
95 was wow, disaster. 95 was, I was completely shocked. What is going on? Rook a3, as you can see, the problem is rook f3, a7, and that's it. And king f7 was, I was shocked completely, and later I was again shocked with the knight e5, because knight e5, Jan, you said, I want to trade the pawn for the pawn. I will take on b3 and I will give on a7. That will be probably really bad decision because your a7 can be protected and b3 pawn cannot be protected. King is super close. And now just rook a7 and rook f3. I don't see the way how that could be stopped. And king f7, of course. The final mistake. Yeah.
Yes, I liked it. Sorry, Anders.
Yeah, this one, rook f3, rook f3, and it's over, right? Queen is going
And
to be.
as
You have promotion, and this again, king e6, and you are lost, Jan. So knight e5 down, completely done with everything. Knight also here, knight check. You mentioned that rook a1 check and knight e6 that was played and at the end, but here knight e2.
But look at this, it was really a blunderfest, like every move.
Literally. Yeah.
Okay.
In these moments, you didn't take, I'm sorry, enough time, more time to calculate.
Yeah,
that is what you'll hear later. And you need to. Time management was good until your end game. And you just continue like feelings, no feelings here, just calculate. Sometimes it's harder, 7-8 moves you need to count in front, but if you do not do that, this is a chirurg job. You must be 100% precise. Because you saw that blunder in one move. You have +5, you played 95 minus 3.7. No ways. With that type of oscillation, it's really tough. So in this moment, you has to stop, to use your full time to be 100% sure in that next 7-8 moves that lead you in. I said that this is just math. 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. Yeah, it's boring, tap, but you have steps and you are climbing your toes until the ultimate final conclusion. And that happens in almost every end game. You must focus on your calculation, no feelings. Simple math. One solution, one way to end and to make a final conclusion what is going on in this position. So stop. You have 55 minutes. Take a time and then play the move.
Yes, and Balint, I think Anders, if he plays faster, yeah, he will be so good. Like if he does his calculation a little faster. Yeah, so Anders.
Yeah, I believe.
It's just my like I have to become better at the opening part because I have to like calculate everything from the bottom up. So that's one of my weaknesses as a chess player, maybe, that I'm not so good at remembering these like variations and whatnot. So I just rely on calculation almost from the start, more or less. So maybe I should have some ways to remember some lines that I can use so I get a faster start.
Yeah, one suggestion, maybe try to play with more confidence, without trying to every move play the best one or to trying to memorize some lines.
But I don't. I'm calculating all the way.
Yeah.
So, but my like, and I'm very like solid and defensive player almost, and it's something I'm trying to like not to be or to be more aggressive, but it's difficult when it's kind of like I played football also at one point, and I was like play defense because it's just kind of a mindset
Personality, right?
personality.
Maybe that is connected. Yeah, from my experience about coaching, and that chess is connected with our personalities, and that is very interesting. So you must somehow upgrade your part of personality to be aggressive, even maybe you are completely calm and peaceful person, but chess
Yeah, it's
demands that, right?
But
You
also, like,
must.
I kind of wait to find the big opening. So I think I should be better to kind of like force something or like try to make something. I try to sit and wait for, but if I'm playing with somebody who's better than me or like equal, then that big opening just never comes, and then I'm just pushing small steps, small steps, small steps, try to get that big opening, I think. So I
Yeah,
should
that.
try to kind of like be brave and just push something and just risk the biscuit, or what you would say. If that makes
Yeah,
sense. Yeah, yeah,
Alrighty, so guys, it's really late.
yeah.
Yeah. I
yeah.
enjoyed it a lot. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you so much for doing the commentary, Barlind. Really, really appreciate it. I will, of course, Anders will too, take a look at the video on demand. And yeah, just thank you so much. And I guess have a good night.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to hear the whole commentary someday,
Mm.
tomorrow maybe.
yeah. As I said again, do not. I apologize in
Mm.
front if I
Uh,
said something. We're
it's fine. It
cheering
also has
for
to be
something.
entertaining, right? There must be some entertaining also. I understand.
Yeah, and
It's fascinating.
anyway, I try to give the honest my honest opinion about every move without preferring no one and
Okay,
blaming
that's fair.
everyone for bad move.
Also, I like when I'm listening, like, GM Hammer, the Norwegian guy. He's always just brutally honest. Also, I love it. I like that. It's just
Yeah.
no, just saying things straight up. So,
You'll
but
hear. Anyway, that was very interesting game. I hope you enjoy both of you. I enjoy so much, and nice to meet you guys, and
yeah,
to share some moments and analysis after the game. That was really cool and nice experience. And I wish you good luck in into the next games, both of you, of course.
Thank you. So I'll start a raid on Twitch and wishing you all a good night.
Yeah.
Okay, who are we going to raid? St. Louis Chess Club. Let's go. Yes, all right. And bye bye. You can see the hand here.